All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Queen Anne's County Commissioners Meeting. This is a public meeting that is being aired live on our local cable television station, QACTV 7. These media broadcasts provide county citizens an opportunity to watch and review our scheduled public meetings. In addition to our live audience this evening, we are providing remote options for citizens to watch and participate in county commissioner meetings. Citizens may watch our meeting live on our website at qac.org/live or on our public access governmental television channel provided by BreezeLine Cable Services. Citizens may also participate by joining the live Zoom meeting by going to qac.org/public comment, and citizens may also email comments to publiccomment@qac.org. All comments received will be summarized during the press and public comment period on tonight's agenda. We acknowledge everyone's participation, and by attending, you acknowledge that this session is both recorded and aired. Press and public comment will be taken and is limited to 3 minutes per person. If you do care to speak, please sign up at the information table in our lobby. Comments longer than 3 minutes can be submitted in writing for the Commissioner's review. We will now stand and be led in the Pledge of Allegiance by Commission President Chris Corcorino.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, so this brings us to the approval of our agenda for today. Our agenda for today's meeting, August 26th, along with the regular session minutes, the closed session minutes from August 12th, have all been submitted to the Commissioners for review. Any additions or corrections?
Sorry. Motion to accept the agenda as submitted and minutes as submitted.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
All right, thank you, Commissioners. So we just concluded a closed session under the General Provisions Article, Section 3305B7 to consult with counsel, and Section 3305B3 for land acquisition. No decisions were made in the closed session. All right, Commissioners, want to go to press and public comment? We have any? Oh, we have some sign.
We do have.
Okay, we appreciate all citizens for taking time to express views to the County Commissioners. Comments are limited to 3 minutes per person. Comments longer than 3 minutes can be submitted in writing. This commission respects your desire and right to convey your message freely. When you come forward, please speak clearly at the standing microphone, state your name, your address, and your topic of interest. And in keeping with the dignity of our office, we ask that all views be expressed in a respectful and civil manner.
Michael Francis.
Well, good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
I am Mike Francis. I live right outside of the incorporated town, so I don't pay the real high taxes in Claiborne Fields. We are here to talk a little bit about November 1st this year, which is going to be the Stevensville Arts and Entertainment Car Show. And I have two of the board members here. We have Paul and Becky, secretary, former secretary of the club. And we like to invite somebody here to be a judge.
Thank you.
We have trophies donated by the Kent Island Cruisers, so we thank the Kent Island Cruisers. They donated 2 trophies, and we're going to call them the Commissioner's Cup Trophy.
2 of them. Wow.
They're so heavy, they're solid gold.
Is there cake involved with this judgeship? Because
We can make that
Commissioner
happen.
Moran is the official
Piece of cake's right
cake
around the
judge.
corner.
There is.
Cookies.
Oh, cookies is there, sorry.
So we'd like to invite whoever amongst yourselves, talk amongst yourselves. It's November the 1st. Don't have to stay for the complete event, but show up before 2 o'clock, before we hand out the trophies, to give yourselves enough time to pick 2 select cars for the Commissioner's Cups trophies.
So,
And-
so 2 cars are going to win it.
Yes.
So what are the classes that they're?
There's going to be a specialty area where 1 vehicle will be picked, and then there's going to be a multitude, hopefully hundreds of cars, where 1 will be picked. And then the other participants will be participant judging, and they'll receive one of these. There's 30 of these available for the rest of the crew. But we're expecting you to pick the cream of the crop for the specialties and then also for the normal hot rod guys like myself. But just don't pick my car. So Paul's going to say something, but before I invite him up, I'd like to ask, since the A&E district is part of the community and we're inviting different sections of the community to be part of it. There's a model club here in Centerville we're inviting in. There's the Step 1 dance group's going to be there. So we're including a lot of the community there, and the A&E board is part of your board. We're asking if you could waive the fee for the stage. I don't know if you can do that. I know I've seen other agencies come up and request that, so if that's possible, we'd surely appreciate waiving the fees for the
That's the
stage.
county-owned stage?
I'm gonna make a motion to waive the fee for the historic Stevensville Fall Car Festival show for the stage on Saturday, November 1st, 2025.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed?
All right, thank you. And this is Paul.
I'm Paul Plasek, Kent Island, 47 years, and co-founder of the Kent Island Cruisers. And I enjoy organizing car shows. So November 1st is a date for your calendar. And Stephanie has a flyer for each of you.
Yep, they've already got it.
Okay. And not only do we have these events, we give dash plaques to everybody who registers. We've always had 100 cars at each of the eight shows that we've had in Stevensville so far, car shows in Stevensville. And when people register, we like to educate them about the history. So the dash plaques look like this. Pass those out. Because they're not just there to look at cars. We're going to give them a history lesson. They can't escape that.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
That is.
And so we're having two groups of cars. One is the usual classic cars that you're very used to, but we have another category called specialty vehicles, and those will be displayed at Christ Church. We have two display areas, one at the Lower Love Point Road, and also on the green at the Cray House by the train station. So we have two display areas. We're covering the town. I mean, we're even having a skateboarding show at the new skate park.
All right.
And prizes for the people who manage to go there and not break an arm or something. We have the dash plaques. We have the trophies. You have two trophies, and as many commissioners could come as like, but we'll provide two trophies, one for each category of cars, and we'd be glad to put an experienced judge with you if you like, or not, and you can present the #1 best of show for that category, two categories. The flyer here with the red fire engine, Ron Cyanarki is bringing 3 vintage fire trucks. And the first 40 kids that show up there get a red fireman's hat and their photo, driving a fire truck. So we're going to have all kinds of vehicles there. We're going to have model cars as well. Paint a model car, little car, unpainted. We give them magic markers and let them paint that and take it home. All kinds of different things. It's called the Historic Stevensville Arts and Entertainment District. Certainly this is entertainment, but who can deny that classic cars are not art? Nobody can deny that. But here to say a few more words about art is Becky Jones.
Hi, Becky.
Rebecca Jones, I'm on the A&E Advisory Board. And this year, we're trying to do something a little bit different. We're trying to bring in more artistic events, since the car show is held in our Arts and Entertainment District. We're trying to, collaborate with other organizations and other groups. I'm working now trying to get some people lined up to do painting cars, or people standing in front of a car. out in the open in the public, where people can come by and look and see what they're painting, and maybe the car owner will want to buy the painting. And I'm also working on trying to get a dance troupe. I don't have step 1, step 2 definitely lined up yet, but that's a bunch of kids, and their parents and a lot of their family members all show up for any performance that they do. So that's going to bring in a lot of younger people and different people to the car show. And then I'm also lining up a stage performing group called Improv Easton. They're a new group of Easton residents who've organized themselves into an improvisational group where they just get up on stage and they just start. So there's no script, there's nothing. They just start, and they're very funny, and I think we probably have them coming to use the stage. That's it.
Excellent. Thank you. If you also, the Kent Island High School also has a dance team if you run into any issues lining up, and maybe Dr. Schreckengoss can help you out with making the connection. Thank you.
Mike?
Thanks a lot.
Mike, I was just checking my calendar. I'm scheduled to be out of town, but if I'm not, I will stop by, but.
Hey, Mike, I'll do it. You got tasty toucan, piece of cake, and a Mafia Coast,
Told you if you had food to get 'em.
They go hand in hand, so.
Now, Mike, what if I wanted to enter my car, how do I do that?
Show up,
It's not old enough.
pay him $20.
Okay.
This is classic.
Oh, you think because I'm a judge and you're gonna win?
I didn't say that.
I see
I didn't
them
say
wheels
that.
turning
So
now.
listen, the Camaro's parked out in the parking lot. Give it a look and you tell me.
Who owns the Model T?
All right,
Huh?
come on to me. He's the docent at the historic train station. It's a 1915 Model T, and he drives it to the show.
Wow.
And ancient brain cells cannot be revived.
Yeah,
No worries.
He's a local.
wonderful.
Okay,
Thank you.
and we have Mike Noon.
Hi, how you doing? My name's Mike Nunn. I live on Great Neck Road. This is basically concerning the proposed septic that's going through there. My biggest concern with this plan is, and I might not be reading it right, but the septic that's going to run from the main road is servicing some properties that are way in the back of the house. I personally own 2 of the existing 4 houses on that road. The thing that I'm reading in here too is it's not only the proposal to hook up to it from this site that has been existing for 300 years plus. It's the Warehouse Creek Plantation. With it, it's also asking for a change in the designation from neighborhood conservation to limited development. And it says in here that the way I'm reading it, it says any intensification on this site, such as a subdivision, to be required to re-amend the plan. I think the sewer line, in my eyes, opens up the opportunity for development. I moved to that location because of its scenery, its remoteness, all that. That's the part I don't want to see change. If it could be done in a way and written in a way that only the existing houses that are there now connect to it, that would be ideal. That's my biggest point. It also runs through, it parallels, this septic line is going to parallel Warehouse Creek. It's a good mile and a half. It runs through critical wetlands on both sides of the road as it is. These 2 properties that they're discussing, one of them has close to 35 acres. And they're saying that there's unsuitable soil, they can't have I have a BAT system. It's maintained, it gets inspected by the county. I don't understand why there isn't another opportunity for the house that's down there that far from the road to be serviced another way. That's pretty much it. I know I got a minute. Any questions for me?
I have any questions. Thank
Okay.
you.
Hope you take this into consideration and think about it.
Nicole Solana?
She had to go.
Okay.
That's when
Holly Mann?
Holly Mann, and I live at 102 Davidson Drive. My property abuts Great Neck.
Could you just step up to the mic? There you
Sorry,
go.
how's that, better?
There you go, better,
Okay,
thank
sorry.
you.
So I live on Davidson Drive, which my property abuts from Davidson to Great Neck, and so I'm here to talk about the same sewer line, I guess, from a different perspective, maybe. So I'm in support of the sewer line that's coming. My property, I've lived there for 8 years, and my septic tank is probably aging at about 50 years right now. So my property was built in 1975. It's original septic. So for me, I appreciate that the sewer line would come down Great Neck. My understanding, however, is that we would not be able to connect. If my septic failed, would I be able to connect to this line? And so right now, I don't have any options, just like this property that's asking for this amendment. My property does not have any options either for another solution if it were to fail. So I guess the one thing that I would ask is in this septic or the sewer coming down is residents have the opportunity to connect if our septics aren't failing just yet. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And frankly, I'm a little concerned, and it keeps me up at night that I have to worry that am I going to have to go through this process that they're going through when my septic has failed. So that's really just what I wanted to bring to you all, is just to take that into consideration, that if there are properties that are in that Great Neck area that we are afforded the opportunity, especially if you're digging through our property, and we've got, I know there's a right of way there and whatnot, but you know, it would be nice if we could connect to those as well, at least to our current residences, so that we have options and we're not left in a similar situation in the future. So, thank you.
Thank you. Gail Humphrey, or Gil Humphrey?
Good evening, everyone. My name's Gil Humphreys. I live at 106 Davidson Drive. My wife and I recently bought the property in February. Beautiful. Love the view to the water. It's just a nice, tranquil spot, as the gentleman said. I, like Holly, have a concern with my septic failing. Our system was put in 1974. It's past its useful life at the moment. It's operating fine. It passed the septic testing, and everything was great. But at some point, it's going to fail. And having the opportunity to connect to a line that's already in place would be something that we would really, really appreciate. I think, I don't know if you're planning, if the plan is to put the line on the south or the north side of Great Neck, but if it is on the north side, it's going to cut through my property. And I just ask that we have the ability to connect to the line if it does in fact go through. Additionally, I think if it saves some time in changing the designation from the S6 to the S2 or whatever the right designation is to allow us to connect, that would be my ask. So again, I appreciate your time.
Thank you. Thank you. I think next one is, maybe it's Phyllis Hirsch or Dylan Hirsch. Did I get that? 425 Y Island Road.
Okay, he might have said, that's,
Oh, that's you, Dylan.
yeah, that's wrong.
I'm sorry, I wasn't able to read your handwriting. My apologies. You want to speak? Yes. Go ahead.
About the project.
Okay.
Oh, no,
That's later.
you got, that's later.
We'll let you speak when we do the
You're gonna come
project.
up, yeah.
I was just on the gotcha, no problem, sorry. Diane? Bland?
I signed her name.
You signed her name too, okay. Well, that's all we have on that one, right? Okay,
The hearing, so we're good.
that's the hearing, okay. And we'll address some of these questions that were raised when we get to the hearing, I think. Okay, that's the end of press and public comment.
All right, moving on, Commissioners, we can move to the legislative portion of the agenda. So if you want to turn to tab number, excuse me. 7, yes. We have these 3 public hearings scheduled next, so that's tab number 7. First is the Comprehensive Water and Sewer Plan public hearing for the Brennan Prevosknik property. And these 2 properties, so this is subject of the informational meeting at our last meeting. are in the same ownership, currently improved with single-family dwellings located at 233 and 235 Great Neck Road in Stevensville, seeking a sewer service area map designation amendment from S6 to S2 with an L designation for limited development. They are documented failing septic systems on these two properties. So Mr. Thompson is here to officiate the hearing, and Mr. Quimby as well for any questions.
Ready, Commissioner?
Ready.
All right. This is a public hearing being held by the County Commissioner of Queen Anne's County, 5:40 p.m. Tuesday, August 26, 2025, the Commissioner Meeting Room, Liberty Building, 107 North Liberty Street, Central Maryland. The purpose of the hearing is to receive public comment regarding a proposed amendment to the Queen Anne's County 2011 Comprehensive Water and Sewage Plan. In addition to this hearing, an informational presentation was made on Tuesday, April 12, 2025, also in the County Commissioner Meeting Room. The proposal under consideration is the Brennan Provoznik properties. These two properties are currently both improved with single-family dwellings located at 233 and 235 Great Neck Road in Stevensville. They're shown on tax map 56 as parcels 284 and 40. Parcel 284 is approximately 5 acres in size. Parcel 40 is approximately 35 acres in size, predominantly marshlands. Both parcels are zoned Neighborhood Conservation 2, NC2. Both properties are currently served by a documented failing on-site sewage disposal system, and the remaining soils on the site are deemed to be unsuitable for a replacement system. The purpose of the proposal is to amend the property from S6, no plan service, to S2, service on demand, with an L designation of meaning limited development, which will require any intensification on this site, such as subdivision, to be required to re-amend the plan. The amendment will allow the property to construct to connect to a denied access sewer main within the right-of-way of Great Neck Road, conveying the flow to the existing low-pressure sewer system currently serving the Mattapique Professional Park and surrounding environs. Flows from the uses are anticipated to be 500 gallons per day. Copies of the proposed amendment have been available at the County Commissioner's office and at the county website, or electronically by sending a request to aquimby@qac.org. All hearing sites are accessible to individuals with disabilities. Sign language interpreters and assistive listening systems are available. Person to wish to comment on the proposed amendment may do so at the hearing. Speakers will be limited to 3 minutes each. Written testimony of any length can be submitted before the hearing to the Director of Public Works, 312 Safety Drive, Central Maryland. Part of the record of the proceeding will be a certificate of publication indicating that notice of the hearing was published for 2 successive weeks in Baytime and Record Observer, newspapers of general circulation in Queen Anne's County. Mr. Gabler, you wanted to?
He already spoke.
No, Mr. Gabler.
Oh, Mr. Gabler. Oh, Mr. Gabler.
He represents
That Mr. Gabler.
You can come to the table.
That's all right.
Thank you, Commissioners. Appreciate it. My name is Mark Gabler. I'm with the law firm of Hyatt & Weber here on behalf of Mr. Provoznik and Ms. Brennan with regard to their application for a water and sewer service plan amendment. I would just like to reiterate a few points that Mr. Thompson briefly mentioned. One is that the proposed amendment, the purpose of the amendment is to address the failing septics on their property. Those have been documented. There's a letter which should have been made available to you from the Health Department indicating that there is no alternatives. The soil and the high water table make it impossible, and to enlarge, change, or put a new septic on the properties. They are recommending that the properties connect to public water, public sewer in order to address those issues. The request is to amend the current water and sewer service designation from S6 to S2, which I understand to be service on demand, and that would carry with it a limited development designation or a suffix of an L, which is defined as meaning the property is served with public water and sewer, but the allocated flows are limited to serve the existing uses existing uses or areas with former public health concerns. So this is not an opportunity to develop, it's an opportunity for them to fix these failing septics. And they are willing to bear the expense, which is a significant expense, to install the sewer main down Great Neck Road to their properties in order to accomplish this task. I have both of the applicants are here in the audience, sitting in the front row. I have Tom Lanyon from Macron Engineering in case there are any questions that he may address for you. But we appreciate your consideration of this application. Thank you.
We have some questions? I have the one based on some of the audience about whether or not, I guess one is an assurance of how, that it's not going to become a subdivision. And the other question was about other neighbors being able to tie in if their septics fail.
If they were trying to subdivide, they would have to come before you again.
Okay.
Planning and zoning would have to issue a finding of consistency with the comp plan. As that's not in the growth area, the report's going to say it is not consistent with the comp plan. Of course, you could overrule that or override that and approve it. Then I would have to send it to the state, and they're going to say the same thing. So I think it's highly unlikely a subdivision could happen on those lands as they're not in the growth area. As far as connected to it, I've corresponded with Ms. Mann 2 or 3 times over the last 10 years. I spoke to her about it on this issue. She knows she can connect. She just has to go through the same process that the Brennans are. I'm not familiar with Mr. Humphrey's location on Davison Drive. Unless he backs up to Great Neck Road, he'd be looking at the expense. He would have to go through this process, same as the Brennans, and then he would have to incur the expense to connect his property out to Route 8, just like the Brennans are.
So there's no way to do with the hookup and then service all of them, is that what you're saying?
If you wanted to do that way, sure, but that's not the way it was, that's not what the advertisement says. If they all wanted to come in together, we did that for about 6 or 8 lots right on Route 8, right off just south of Great Neck Road. But there's a process that they have to follow.
Okay.
So let me ask you a question now, and I know when we did the limited access line, we had a certain number that we could allocate for failing. What was that number? Do you, off the top of your head? How many?
For ski?
Yeah.
It was 632, but this property is not tying
Outside
into
of
the ski
right?
line.
But is there a limited access line there where it's at, or no?
All that means is that you have to come before you all.
Right, no, I know that, but I'm just saying, does that have any limitations on how many can be connected to that?
Well, based on the diameter of the pipe, yes.
Which is?
I don't know, we haven't looked at it. I don't see any concerns of adding the properties on Great Neck Road to it.
Okay, which is how many total would you think you'd be talking
2 for them, I think there's 4 intervening, there might be maybe 4 on the outside or on Davison that back up to Great Neck.
All right, so about 10.
The nursery is already connected to it, and like I said, the house on the corner of Great Neck, like the next 3 or 4 are connected to it.
Okay.
On Route 8.
You're saying that sewer line's not part of the SKI project?
No, we put that in to service Mattapique Professional Park, long before ski, not long before ski,
Yeah.
before ski.
So if somebody else wants to connect to that line down the road when their system does fail, it just starts with John Nickerson and whoever's in
He's the one
there.
who says whether, I mean, in this particular case, they did like 9 perk tests, so it wasn't like they weren't, I mean,
Right.
it's a huge expense to run that pipe up the road, so I'm sure they were trying to avoid it.
Right, yeah.
But that's his call. We county has nothing to do with septic systems.
Right. Okay. It's directional board, they're gonna put it in directional board? How they gonna run that down the road?
We haven't gotten that far.
Okay. Would you recommend that, or
Yes.
less disruption to the environment for sure?
Right.
Well, and from a permitting, wetland permitting, the wetlands may require them to do it.
Right.
Because it, like the man said, it's right in the river, creek. That's,
So just making sure I understand, the answer on other people hooking up is, the reason we can't do that is because that's not the application that's before us.
Correct.
And that's not the process that's already been going through.
Correct.
If they had come out, originally all the neighbors got together, that could have been a process, but
that would
that's
have
not
been
what's
wonderful. I'm
before
sure
us.
the Brennans would have loved that because they could have shared
Saves
in
some
the
costs.
in the pipe.
Yeah.
Right. But because that's not, we don't get to, we don't have the legal right to vote on that because that's not what's before us.
No, you know.
Okay. All right. Anybody else have any other Question, and the property's not in the growth area, so it can't.
It's not in the growth.
Not in the
Well,
growth
but
area.
it could be, I mean, you're speaking to a
50.
commission today that may not be here 10 years from now, so yes, it could.
Yeah, but 10 years from now, there won't be any sewer left, so.
Yeah, but just to clarify what you said, Chris, if we vote on this now, the two properties can pay and put that pipe in all the way.
Right.
Or they can
Go together.
go to their neighbors and discuss, and then come back in front of us and go through the process, and they all can hook together and share the cost.
Right.
Right, Alan? I mean, that could be a possibility.
They could amend it and come back.
Okay. Very good.
What do you think is the ballpark for running that line?
We always use $100 a foot. It probably wouldn't be quite that bad, because you won't have road restoration, directional drilling, but it's gonna be an easy 5 digits, I'm sure, if not 6. I mean, plus they got 2 grinder pumps. I mean, they're not cheap that they'll have to maintain. I'm sure the project will be 6 digit for them.
Okay.
All right.
Keep it open for 2.
Keep it open.
Not, this is, keep it open, right? We have
Well,
2 more weeks.
let me ask you, if there's any further public comment, I know a number of people spoke at present public comment, you don't have to get up and repeat yourself. So anyone who hasn't spoken, who has any comment with regard to the
Any new comments, anybody? All right, we'll keep it up for, vote on 2 weeks.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, Commissioners, our second public hearing this evening is public hearing on County Ordinance Number 2510. This is the renewable energy solar, AKA the solar bill, and this is an emergency bill we've been talking about for several months, and this would get us into compliance with the new state requirements for solar. So, Mr. Thompson, you want to proceed with reading of the ad?
This is hearing being held on proposed county ordinance 2510, which is an emergency bill entitled "An Act Concerning Community Solar Generating System, Energy Storage Devices, and Solar Energy Generating System to provide consistency with state law known as the Renewable Energy Certainty Act and required by Senate Bill 931 and House Bill 1036 as amended, for the purpose of adopting supplemental use regulations for community solar generating systems, energy storage devices, and solar energy generating stations in Queen Anne's County, defining key terms for such uses, establishing purpose statements for such uses, providing site plan approval standards, establishing a 5% limitation on siting of solar energy generating station within the county's priority preservation area, establishing a payment to a compensatory preservation contribution made to the county when solar energy generating stations and energy storage devices are developed on identified Class 1 soils, prohibiting solar energy generating stations within Tier 1 and Tier 2 growth areas, providing for zoning districts where such uses may be permitted, and generally regulating, addressing, and providing for community solar generating systems, energy storage devices, and solar energy generating stations. This hearing is being held Tuesday, August 26, 2025 at 5:40 p.m. in the County Commissioner Meeting Room, Liberty Building, 107 North Liberty Street, Centerville, Maryland. Copies of the proposed ordinance have been available at the County Commissioner's office or on the county website. Speakers will be limited to 3 minutes each. Written testimony of any length can be submitted for the hearing to the County Commissioners. All hearing sites are accessible to individuals with disabilities. Sign language interpreters and assistive listening systems are available. Part of the record of the proceeding will be a certificate of publication indicating that notice of tonight's hearing was published for 2 successive weeks prior to tonight, and the news in the Bay Times, Record Observer newspapers of general circulation in Queen Anne's County. I don't think anyone signed up with any public comment with respect to County Ordinance 2510.
Let's move on. Close it. This one we got to vote on now.
Yeah, if you could
Yes.
vote on it tonight.
Motion to adopt County Ordinance 25-10.
Second.
Got a motion, a second, any discussion? This emergency legislation, we need 4.
4 out of 5.
4 out of 5.
Say yes. Yeah.
All right.
Super.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, 5-0, carries. Thank you.
All right.
Jack, thank you for all your work on this.
All right, thank you, Mr. Thompson. We have our third and final public hearing. This is County Ordinance 2511. This is incurrence and assumption of indebtedness for the town of Sudlersville. And this ordinance would incur and assume the debt for the town along with the assets. So this also is an emergency bill.
Okay. This is a public hearing being held August 26, 2025 at 5:50 PM in the County Commissioner Meeting Room, Liberty Building, 107 North Liberty Street, Centerville, Maryland, to receive public comment regarding proposed county emergency ordinance number 2511, a public local law to authorize and empower Queen Anne's County, Maryland, from time to time to occur and assume indebtedness in an aggregate amount not to exceed $5,500,000 in connection with the county's acquisition for the benefit of its Queen Anne County Sanitary District of certain water and sewer public facilities from the town of Sudlersville, including the assumption by the county of certain indebtedness in the town, all of them more particularly described in the proposed ordinance, and evidence such assumption of indebtedness by the issuance upon its full faith and credit of one or more series of its general obligation bonds in like par amount, empowering and directing the county to adopt the resolution in accordance with section 19504D of the local government article of the annotated code of Maryland. Prior to issuing all or any part of the bonds, empowering and directing the county to levy ad valorem taxes and rate and amount sufficient to provide funds for the payment of the maturing principal of and interest on the bonds, and pledging the county's full faith and credit and unlimited taxing power to the payment thereof, exempting the bonds from the provisions of 19205 to 19206, inclusive of the code, authorizing the issuance of refunding bonds and relating generally to the issuance and sale of such bonds. All persons who wish to comment may do so at this hearing. Speakers will be limited to 3 minutes each. Written testimony of any length can be submitted only before the hearing date to the county commissioners. Copies of the ordinance are available from the county commissioner's office prior to hearing. All hearing sites are accessible to individuals with disabilities. Sign language interpreters and assistive listening systems are available. Part of the record of the proceeding will be a certificate of publication indicating that notice of the hearing was published for 2 successive weeks in the Baytime Record Observer, newspapers of general circulation in Queen Anne County. Is there any public comment with respect to County Ordinance 2511?
Nobody has anything to say about the indebtedness of the town of Sudlersville. Okay. Thought we packed the room with that one. Jack, give me a motion.
Motion to adopt County Ordinance 2511.
Second.
Got a motion, a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? 5-0, passes.
Thank you, Commissioners. We have one final piece of legislation, item number 4, also tab 7, and this is County Ordinance number 2513. This is for the Sudlersville-Barclay Wastewater Subdistrict and the Sudlersville Water Subdistrict. And this is a bill that can be introduced, and this adds these 2 subdistricts to our water and sewer plan and addresses some other updates to our subdistrict categorization.
I'll introduce it.
Introduce it.
All right, thank you, Commissioner Dimino.
And so for those who are listening, wonder what all this is about, is the county is taking over the operations of the the wastewater treatment plant at Sudlersville. So these are all the crossing of all the Ts and dotting all the Is to make that happen.
That's correct.
Yep.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Thompson. Okay, we can move into the presentation portion of the agenda tonight, Commissioners, if you like. So we can turn back to tab number 6. And first up, we have Teacher of the Year. So come on up. See you, mamas. And we have some other representatives from the high school and the school. We have
Come on up,
come on
everybody.
up, come on up, everybody.
Get on up here.
Do you want us to sit down?
You sit in the
Please,
middle.
yeah,
You
yeah.
sit in the middle, and we'll put Dan on one side and Dr. Schreckengoss on the other. There we go.
All right. Welcome.
Move the microphone so you can be heard.
Good evening, Commissioners. How are you? I'm honored to sit here before you today as a representative of Queen Anne's County as our Teacher of the Year. I'm excited to represent all the things that our county does as I go to MSTE and share not only our mission in Queen Anne's County, but my personal mission in my classroom of helping students develop their skills and their passions into livelihoods for themselves and developing their ability to create the life that they want to live.
So, what subjects do you teach in the past and what you're teaching this year?
So I'm in my 30th year of teaching. I am one of the 3 staff members still available from the original staff at Ken Island High School. I toured it in 1997 when you started building the plans and they had the architect open up the building, and I said to myself, I want to teach here. And I interviewed with the original principal and I started my educational journey there. Now, to list all the classes I've taught in the building would be an endeavor. So I started with computer applications, and I have taken that on. I've done computer applications, computer graphics. I've done marketing for the last 25 years, management and introduction to management. I'm also taking on this year as a lifelong learner, introduction to engineering through the project Lead the Way.
So, to your right, we have Principal Dan Harding, and then Assistant Superintendent Dr. Schreckengoss here. Accompanying you. So your request as a gift from the commissioners for achieving Teacher of the Year, what did you request?
Well, I'm extremely grateful that you even offered to give me a gift. And I am overjoyed. I run the school store and I use it as a way for students to explore management, marketing, running a retail operation, and they run everything from the ground up. It is a truly student-run organization. They run our social media. They learn different aspects of how to run a modern business through our classroom. So it does go right through our classroom, and I have interns that'll come in when we can. And so what we requested is our own imprint. So it is a press machine so that our students can now design and run their own t-shirt and hat printing business. I have a mentor in another state that runs this very successfully through an entrepreneurship program, and that's all the students do. They run it for the community, they run it for the school, and it's a full imprint. This is a gateway to beyond just running the school store, which they take seriously, but they also look at it as it's a school store. Now they're going to have the opportunity to learn about running something that others use as a livelihood. And this could cross into students opening their own business, which I do have several that run fledgling businesses and a few that have applied for the LLC right in high school.
So this machine will allow them to create a product that they can in turn sell.
Yes. We want to start small and sell within our high school. So the first run we will do is with the school store running our own merchandise instead of using a third-party vendor. Next, we'll start reaching out to the student organizations and student groups, using it not only as a way to generate their own revenue, but also as a way to offer a low-cost service to the students within our limited community. And as it grows and as time allows and student interest and student ability goes, we'll grow the business as large as the students want to run it.
So now, are you still doing the yearbook?
I am not doing yearbook this year. I am not producing yearbook. I did teach your daughter, and I taught Mr. Harding's daughter, but there was a need in CTE, and yearbook is not a CTE course. So I joined my department to fill that need and bring students in through the engineering program.
Gotcha. Well, I just sent a picture to Reagan
of you accepting this. So she's
well,
very,
I
very
am-
excited. When I told her
I'm
you won
very
it, she said it's
excited for
about
all
time.
her successes too.
So congratulations. Any guys have any questions? I know I monopolized.
You did a great job.
Yeah.
You did.
Well, I'm a huge fan.
Take the lead.
So.
Awesome.
Miss Marcy, I can mention a couple of things. First off, I really enjoyed the conversation at the fair.
I did too.
We spent quite a bit of time together until these guys came over and bugged us, but it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. And thank you for your service.
Oh, thank you.
It's phenomenal. So,
Yes.
with that comes a challenge. Queen Anne's County High School, St. Michael's, Easton High, and one other are doing an ACE program. They've been doing it for 20 years. Queen Anne's High is starting it this year. And ACE is architecture, construction, and engineering. And did I hear you say engineering?
I am the newest teacher in our engineering pathway.
Well, I'm just going to throw it out. This is their first year. They're getting sponsors and they're getting mentors. And they're going to meet once a week for 9th through 12th grade in a room, and the mentor will work them along for about 6 months, and through that 6 months' time, once a week, they're going to be working on a project, and they're competing against St. Michael's, Easton. You're shaking your head like you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Okay. So something to think about. And
It is.
and if we could support you, let us know.
That would be good. I'd like to look at the logistics with Mr. Harding, and I don't want to overstep on my department chair, who is the lead engineering
yep.
teacher, but I'd like to involve the entire department in this decision to move forward as a school.
Yeah, it's
But I
all-
do welcome the challenge and
It's
the
all for the
opportunity.
kids, and they build something, and they compete, and it's a phenomenal program.
When you can help students take their passions and their skills and realize the potential that they have as they move forward into their adult lives, that opportunity is something that we will explore.
I will say, me and Jim got to actually judge last year, just across the bridge, because we did have it up here, obviously, and some of the projects were actually, some of the ideas that have been put forward for things we could do down at the Narrows and all, that we've looked at, came from 9th through 11th graders from 5 schools over there. Just
There is
phenomenal.
no limit to who can develop the next innovation. There's only a limit that we put on ourselves.
Yeah, no, it is. It's a phenomenal program. Actually, engineering, I'm a big CTE person, so it's just anything you can do to give the kids opportunities outside of the traditional paths that are there, because they're always going to be there, but having all these other options is great, so.
So, real quick, we're going to get a group picture with the commissioners. Beth, can you take that for us?
And I know that the board would also like that picture.
Oh, she did. That's right, we'll get it done. Thank you, Beth. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you so very
You're
much.
welcome.
And thank you for your support.
Thank you.
Thank you. This opportunity is going to be amazing.
You're next.
It's really heavy, so. Yeah, that little box goes with it.
Bill's going to help him with it, Tom. He's seen the next presentation, so he's going to help him with that.
Yeah.
Now we got Tillman.
All right, you want to continue?
Yes, please.
Okay, all right. All right, Commissioners, our next presentation, we had Miss Linda Rohrball, and I don't think she's here. No. But we have Tillman Hemsley, who is here to present the proposal for the Black Waterman's Monument at Wells Cove. So I know we have some props here, so come on up.
You can just push them down if you want. There you go.
Just one. You have enough to go?
We're good.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Like a jigsaw puzzle.
Thank you.
Are you guys able to zoom in on that a little bit?
Just hold that there for us. Everybody see that?
Yeah.
Yep, perfect. Got it.
Very good. Okay, I'm Tillman Hensley, and I'm artist, director of APMI, which is American Patriotic Monuments Incorporated. And I'm talking. Thank you. I'm talking to you to try to get your approval to put a Black Waterman's Monument on the site of Wells Cove, which is county property. I scaled out this piece here to show you pretty much how it's going to go. The pamphlet I gave you gives you a better description of the site, I think on the final page it should be. This is a enlarged maquette piece showing sort of the detail that would be in it. The original concept came from a project that we were working with the vets in Centerville. And one veteran told me that he liked the Waterman's Monument that I had built 20 years ago, but it didn't have any black representation in it. So I said, problem solved, we'll build a Black Waterman's Monument. So this is the concept that I had for that. And this is a headboat coming up to an oyster boat, and they're having a conversation together. They're like talking to each other. So the viewer, when they come through here, are actually walking through the conversation, which is sort of unique. It has a working waterman oystering and a headboat captain. So also in the piece, we have a guy dumping clams, soft-shell clams, which is a big part of the industry. A woman picking crabs, another woman over here cleaning fish, and a little boy just messing with his rod with the fish on, you know, just to have that interaction. The piece is designed for the public to be able to come through. They could eat their lunch there. They can move around the boat and be part of the sculpture. On the sides of the boat, we have a whole history of the Black Waterman that's going to be engraved into the sides of the pieces. These are life-size bronze sculptures. And the boat is going to be in a stainless steel powder-coated. We already have the approval from the Parks and Rec as far as, you know, maintenance. It's going to be, we won't say maintenance-free, but it's going to be very low maintenance. Just because of the design of the pieces. We also have the approval from the Kent Narrows Foundation. We, showed them this piece here as well. So what we're really looking for is permission to use it on the site, to build the piece on your location, and get permission so we can go to the next step to get grants and whatnot to fund the project. Anything I missed out? Okay.
So this is what, a representation of what's on the boat, or is that?
This would be this figure here.
That's what I thought, okay.
Would be represented here, just to give you the kind of detail that would be in it. Now, this is only a maquette, so when we do the large piece, it's even going to have more detail.
Right.
They go from one stage to the next stage. This just gives you an indication of what it's going to look like. And we're actually going to build another model that's going to be a quarter scale, which is, if you can think of these boats or this piece being that large, it's going to be a big boat like that and another big boat. So we're going to have a really large model of this. And then we go to the final stage of building it. And the whole impetus of this is for the 250th anniversary. Even those little coins I gave you, that's commemorating the 250th anniversary, which we are trying to build this for that anniversary. So that's only 1 year.
Yeah, that's aggressive timeline, right?
It's aggressive, but we can do it. Usually statues will take 3 years, but because we've already wound up into it, I think we can do it as long as we get our funding to come in. I know logistically we can do it.
So you mentioned funding. So there's opportunities for people to be sponsors of this project. And
100%.
So how do they get information about this project?
Well,
if they want to be.
They go to this site, the APMI site. It's a nonprofit. And then they go into the site and they, do the sponsorships from that.
Okay. And what is the anticipated
July
cost?
4th of 2026.
No, the cost, anticipated cost.
I would say about 475. I know the Waterman's Monument, that we built was 300,000, but I think we could build this one for about 475. Around that range. Of course, I have to do all the investigation. We have to get all the quotes. We get 3 different quotes from the people that do the boats, and we have other artists do all the sculptures, and then we have the different foundries.
And can you clarify the size?
These are life size. So that figure is going to be about 6.5 foot tall.
And the boat's going to be 20?
Well, the boats are cut off. So this boat here is going to be 20 feet, and this is going to be 24.
With the 6-foot gentleman on the back?
Correct.
Okay.
Because it's cut off. So it's not made to look realistic because we have all the processors on there too. It's not like they're supposed to be on the boat. Right. It's a sculpture that leads into the whole industry. So we have it not as large, like if this boat was really full scale, it would be another 12 feet down. Right. But the way we laid it out on that particular space, the drainage and all that, nothing's touched on it. And I think I think that's all the boat that we need to represent. We don't want to go just to represent the boat.
So I was at the dedication of the flagpole that's there now.
Yes.
I actually all the commissioners were. Where exactly are you?
Okay, this is where the stone sign is, where the flag pole is. You would come over to go to the flagpole down this aisle. You have that sign first. Okay, so the bathrooms are right here. Bridges Restaurant is here. Flagpole is here. So it has a sign commemorating the flagpole right there. So we don't touch any of that area. We don't cause any kind of conflict in that monument. So we're in between the 2 restaurants. There's, the jetty, and then there's bridges. Which is nice because even the bathrooms being there, they say, well, a lot of people go to the bathroom there and they're waiting for somebody. They're able to look over the monument, which is all about education. The people are being picked up from their party boats. They're all docking there and picking up their passengers. You know, kids are able to look at the whole history of it. I think it's the perfect site for it, and it's be like a walking trail from the first monument to this monument to the flagpole.
Well, I guess I got to be the one. I guess the problem I have with this is and I'm all for the monument, and I really like this piece here, but I guess, you know, you said you talked to the veterans and up at Centerville.
Yes.
And they were, you know, discouraged because there was no African-American waterman there, and that's where the idea came from. And I guess in my eyes, I think, okay, well then we should have had a competition. We should have had artists like you and others come and say, here's what I think embodies, you know, what the black waterman did in Queen Anne's County versus, you know, you brought this to them, and I believe me, I don't mean any disrespect, but you brought this to the public and said, here's what we're going to do, and that was the end of the story. And I'm not here to say, you know, we're not doing this. I'm not here to say any of that, but I would have thought it would have been nice to have some involvement, you know, no matter, I mean, the artist comes from Charles County or the artist comes from, you know, Delaware, you know, if they capture the moment and they capture the feelings, I think that's a win for everybody. You know, these are large pieces.
Yes.
And they're down on county property, you know, and I know exactly what you're talking about, putting them in, the flow is nice, where, like you said, people can walk, they have to walk straight through the boats to get up there to fish or get to the flagpole, but it would have been nice, in my opinion, to have some sort of a competition on, you know, who could come up with the best thing, and then let the public vote on it and go from there. But, you know, I think you're, like you said, if you want to get this thing done.
Well, I understand what you're saying. And like I said, we're having other artists do the sculptures. You know, we're picking different artists to do that. Okay. I'm just being the director on it. I have a schematic of it, and we can actually even change some of these figures. I'm not saying that these figures are going to be the ones, but these have a nice flow to them. Right. So, you know, we commission other artists to do the pieces as we go. But time is of the essence. Yeah. We need to have probably all the sculptures at least maquetted by November. And then starting into the foundry to get it done at that time period. But also, I'm going to reiterate, everybody wants to do something of that kind of scale, but I'm like, okay, let's do it. I'm the guy that just does it, okay? And I think we can have it in place by July 4th if we just get it done. And I think it's going to be a great unveiling for the county for that celebration. I mean, sculptures take a long time, so we can hit it, probably get it done before the 4th of July, but what I need is, I need just approval of whether you want to put this in this site for me. Yes.
Jack?
Yeah, we have a whole advisory committee with us. Some of the watermen that, you know, do the jobs, Tyrone, Montreux.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah, we have a whole committee with it. Yeah.
Wonderful documentary about all
Yeah, I've seen that.
Lloyd Price, all those guys have all proved what I've done so far. So they're part of the advisory committee on this. It's about five different individuals.
I think it was a few years ago, another actually a black waterman who was trying to get together a black waterman monument, one of the captains, but he passed away during that effort. So I don't know, does this tie in with any of that prior work of any other groups trying to do this?
Well, I hear about it, but like I say, it came to me naturally. The vets came to me, and you know, I didn't really know all the background from everybody getting this, but it sort of converged together. And like I say, I'm a doer, so you know, if we want to get something done, let's do it. You know. And we'll raise the money to get it. We'd love to have some support from the county, but we're not dependent on the support from the county. A lot of it's all individual support, which is just the way the Waterman's Monument got built.
All right, I'll make a motion that we approve this Black Waterman's monument to go on to county property over by Wells Cove Road.
Second.
We got a motion, a second. Any discussion?
So all I'd like to see is an overhead. I thought you said it laid it out in here, but I didn't see, I'd just like to see it.
I thought there was a page in there. I'll make sure you get it.
Yeah, I just wanted to see
So
how it actually looks from an overhead view or something.
The overall piece.
You mean where it is on the brick? you mean?
Logistically, I mean, from this, I can't imagine what it looks like from an overhead view.
Yeah.
But you guys met
know where it's
with,
going,
you
but
met
I'm
with
just trying to see how
Parks
it
and
fits
Rec
in
We met with Parks and
representatives.
Rec, and we have it staked out. It's actually got stakes in it and lines in it on the property.
Okay.
And you met with Parks and Rec staff.
I can drive
And they
by there,
approved it.
Well,
And
that's
they
what
approved the
says, yes.
location.
I'd like to table to the next meeting, because I like to go by and see it, where it's staked out, visualize it myself before I vote on it, and get some more info on some of the advisory people who are involved in this project. Before we vote on that, I'd just like to know a little bit more. So I'd like to table it.
And the only caveat in that is that we're applying for a grant that we have to have in by the end of this month, I believe it is.
The end of this month?
The end of this month, just to have the approval, just a note of approval. And that won't be granted till February, but you know how grants are, they take
But you
a
have
long
to,
time.
you have to submit an application for consideration for the grant.
Yes.
And you have to do that by the end of this month?
End of this month, maybe the first
4 days,
week in
correct.
September. That's
So
the
we
only
have
caveat, I'm
So
just.
we have Parks and Recreation met the group at Wells Cove Road at the location and reviewed it, took a look at the scale where it's staked out, and Parks and Rec Department approved the location.
Are you sure about that?
Positive.
And they're sending us a letter on that as well.
And Kent Narrows Development looked at it too and sent a letter of recommendation.
You got a motion on the floor? Yep.
Yep, all right, we got a motion, we got a second.
Can I ask one more question?
Go ahead.
Just to clarify the location.
Yes.
So the parking lot, then you've got the brick and you walk up to the flagpole.
Yes.
You're saying it's between the parking lot and the flagpole on the bricks? Am I understanding the location properly?
Well, it depends on which parking lot you're thinking of. If it's Bridges parking lot, it's over here. Okay, and then they have a do not park place here where they maintain. This is all public parking that the county owns. I'm sure it does, right in here. And then the jetty is right here. So this is in between that sign, and then the flagpole is way a distance from there.
Right.
This is in between the ground, between the jetty and the sign.
So you'll see it from the parking lot?
You'll see the.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You
Guys,
could,
bring it up.
you could walk through it.
Sidewalk there.
There you go. Good
There's
job,
the
Bruce.
bathroom, and it's gonna sit right there.
Got it.
Right there.
Can you get it on the satellite?
Can't believe all those bad things you were saying about Bruce earlier, Jack, and here he is, helping us
Now I
out.
gotta use him.
It's behind a little white fence, so you're the porch. It smells good. You'll need to clean it almost like probably every day. We had to put that out there. All the systems. You said no. You know, making a mess.
You click on the satellite view?
Yeah, you're right in here along the waterfront here, right?
Right where you had the cursor.
Right in this
Yeah.
area.
Pull that thing out.
So this is the sign right here. Here's the entrance. This piece here is right here.
There you go.
That's
Now
kind
blow that sidewalk up. There you go.
All right, so see the brown patch right there? See that brown patch? It looks like a pool.
See the bathroom? It's all up by the parking lot?
See where the two cars are?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, just to the right of that.
yep. Right when you come off the parking lot.
See the distance to the flagpole? It's completely away from that. But the sign and the two cars that are straight up is to the right of that. In fact, a lot of the foliage on this one side is dead, and we're going to remove the foliage. that-
Gentlemen, you go right to that one. You could probably put your finger right on where it's
there
at.
you
so
go.
we can-
Yeah.
Foliage here is dead over here, so we're gonna remove what's alive right in here and move it over to there. The boats are gonna be right in here.
Oh, okay.
Here's the sign, here's the flagpole.
I'm fine.
I'm all right with that.
Parking
Yep,
lot is
that's
gonna back up to it, it's gonna be semi in between these two places. It'll
I'm good.
be right in here, right in this spot, right in here.
Okay, I appreciate it. I was only asking, I could now visualize it in my head, so now
That
I
helps.
got a
You see
visual,
it
that's
now?
right. Thank you,
Yep.
Bruce.
Sorry it didn't have it on that last page.
I was looking, I
thought
looked
it was
front,
on
back, I
there.
didn't see it, so I'm good. Yeah. All
So
right.
it's an underutilized little space too. I mean, it's
just have
just
to
a
go
little bit of
crazy,
ground.
Bruce.
People walk
I got
over
the
top
picture
of
right here.
it. This
I'm
way
going-
it'll be very useful.
Oh, you
Jack,
put me
Jack,
over?
yeah,
I'm good.
have him autograph that for you real quick.
That's, yeah.
Sketch it out, could be worth something.
There we go, right there. You can't visualize
It's
it
like
from this,
Jack.
you can't visualize it.
All right, we got a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you for your
Thank you.
presentation. Appreciate it.
It'll be a really nice, worthy piece for the town.
The
Liberty Building.
You had mentioned that you're working with people who are going to do their own, they're going to make it themselves, you're not going to make it.
Correct.
In your contract with them for destruction, they're going to fix it for free if kids break it or something of that nature?
Oh, you mean is it gonna be insured?
No, I'm saying if the folks are going to do the statue of the nice waterman and some kid breaks it, how does that get fixed? The reason I'm asking is because our flagpole is already having problems.
Is it having problems with?
The top,
Vandalism.
What?
Vandalism?
well,
Really?
we're not, you see my point.
Right, yeah.
So,
But just
I'm
like
just
the
suggesting
Waterman's
that-
Monument, I mean, we're gonna insure it, you know? It's
Okay.
gotta be insured one way or the other.
We fixed that too. I mean, we've made repairs to the Waterman's Monument a number of times. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cars run
We've
into it.
lifted it up, fixed the drain, that kind of stuff.
it's a
But
boat launch, right?
It's gonna be virtually, you know, non-maintenance. I don't say non, but I mean, you're gonna be able to power wash all this stuff. You know, it's nothing you're gonna be hurting. This is all gonna be rounded edge, stainless steel, powder coated.
It's great.
Thank you.
Welcome.
All right. And I think we'll need, you want a letter of support for the grant application, I believe, as well,
That would be
right?
great, yes.
We okay with doing a letter of support from the
All in favor?
commissioners?
Aye. There you go. Any opposed? Swallow?
Letter of support?
All right.
Thank you, Tony.
All right. Okay, well, that concludes our presentations for this evening. We have
Action item.
action items. First, we have the Department of Public Works. So if you want to get your materials ready as we clear the bench here, come on up. Mr. Quimby, Mr. Moore. So if you want to convene as the Roads Board, starting
Make a
out. we
motion
have-
to convene as the roads board.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, so we're in
For you.
tab 2. Item 1. And we have the FY 2026 Hot Mix Asphalt Program contract for consideration this evening. Tab 2, item 1. And this is a large contract with David A. Bramble, pre-established contract with State Highway for asphalt overlays in Queen Anne's County. So, Shane, you want to overview the program, please, this year?
Sure. This is a follow-up to our July 8th presentation, which included a list of roadways and map to show all the roads that were going to be resurfaced this year. That was actually an FY25 update, but as we've jumped into the new fiscal year, the asphalt roads rolled over into this year. We have a total of 8.92 miles we'd like to resurface with hot mix asphalt. And as Todd said, we're going to use Bramble's existing contract with State Highway. This is a total amount of about $1.9 million. And with your approval, we'll get started.
And in your books on page 2, item 1, page 2, is a listing of all the roadways that are proposed for this year's program. Various sections: Sudlersville, Churchill, Centerville, Kent Island section. and
So that,
Grayson
the
section.
Sportsman Hall Road, that's that portion that just the county owns.
Just the county portion.
From Bennett Point Road into that first
Yeah, just that first little
roundabout.
section.
Gotcha.
So-
And there's some holes there that need to be done, so, cool.
So the 6.59 miles for the 1.2 or 1.9? Am I reading that right?
It's a total of 8.92 miles. It's all these combined. That's just the
Right.
per section totals, yeah.
Correct.
So he's gonna do all of that for,
Sorry?
he's gonna do all the 8 miles on all those different roads for 1925?
Yep, correct.
Okay.
I move that we approve the FY 2026 Hot Mix Asphalt Overlay Program to David A. Bramble Incorporated of Chestertown, Maryland, using the pre-established State Highway Administration's mill/grind, patch, and resurface roadway pavements at various locations, Queen Anne's County. Contract number XQ 9175377 FAP AC-STBG-NHPP-000B parentheses 858E in the amount of $1,925,146. Good Lord.
Can you repeat that?
No.
We get a second?
Second.
Got a motion, and a second. Any of you want to exclude Commissioner Dumanel's
So, yeah, I'm gonna
road
recuse
from
myself because of the optics. I live on Timber Lane, which is one of the streets
We
that's
can
gonna
just
get
not
done.
do Timberlane if you.
Yeah, no, you're not gonna not do Timber Lane. I'm just saying I'm gonna recuse myself from the vote. Again, the optics.
So,
You can help with parking on that road.
There you go. You got it, buddy.
All right, we got a motion and a second. Any discussion? Do you have a question?
I was just, no.
Okay, you sure?
Yep, I'll ask it when we're done.
No, ask now. That's what.
I'm assuming that the reason that the milling is because it's less expensive than doing regular macadam?
Milling is when you
Yep.
take an existing roadway
Yep.
and grind out.
Yep.
If the existing pavement is failing, sometimes you have to grind that out.
Right.
And then put new back in. Sometimes it's good enough you can pave right on top of, and then patching would actually be going below a normal mill, actually getting a little deeper, and then filling that back in. So the contract is, the state contract lists all those out, but included in your package are the quotes for each individual roadway we're doing, and you can see there are some places we will have to mill.
Yeah. That's the way the contract is structured. It has all those components as needed for the various roadways that are going to be resurfaced. Maybe some subgrade work.
Got it.
All right. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? 4 in favor, 1 abstain.
This guy does a lot of work for us. He's going to be able to keep up with all these projects?
Bramble, it's a big operation.
Oh, yeah, it's a big operation. That's right.
Big operation.
Okay. All right, thank you, Commissioners. That's all we had for the Roads Board. If you want to convene as the Sanitary Commission, we have 2 items for the Sanitary Commission.
Motion to convene as a sanitary.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
We're sanitary.
Okay, item number 2 in the book under tab 2,
Just like
page
that.
19 through 21 is a Public Works Agreement for sewer and water allocation for Parcel 24 Holdings. This is to provide for the sewer and water allocation for that project. It's 6 one-bedroom and 6 two-bedroom apartment building, 12-unit apartment building located next to Cult Classic in Chester.
I move to execute the Public Works Agreement with Parcel 24 Holding LLC to allow them to construct 12 apartments.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
All right, thank you, Commissioners. And item 3 on pages 22 and 23 is the 3-year contract for groundwater and landfill gas monitoring at our 3 county landfills.
I move that we award the groundwater and landfill gas monitoring bid to Hill Consulting of Annapolis, Maryland, in the amount of $107,850.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
All right, thank you, Commissioners. And I'll
Thank
just
you.
note, this was competitively bid, and we had a series of bids here, and that was the lowest responsible bidder. And they were the firm that was doing it previously, right, Hill?
Yes, they had a
Hill
previous
Consulting?
contract as well, yes.
Okay. All right,
We're good. Thank you.
all right, thank you. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
All right, Commissioners, we can move into the action items for this evening.
So,
So moving into the action items, we have 6 action items. Tab 3, item 1, pages 1 through 4. This is kind of a housekeeping item. This is the Queen Anne's County Library certification for state aid for FY26. And this is the execution of a certification that we provided matching funds to the local share matching funds to the state aid for our public library system. Local share requirement was $757,823, and the county provided over $2.9 million. So we obviously met our share, and the state share we received was $224,077.
Get a motion?
Thank you. I move to execute the Queen Anne's County Library certification for state aid for FY 2026.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, Commissioners. Item 2, pages 5 through 7. This is for the Department of Emergency Services. This is a request for an ambulance purchase, actually 2 ambulance purchases. They are requesting to order 2 ambulances with an expected delivery of 18 to 24 months. We do have one programmed in FY26 and one programmed in FY27 in the capital plan. And due to the extended delivery dates from the manufacturers, we are recommending ordering 2 units. Total expenditures for both units is $776,900.
I move to authorize the Director of the Department of EMS to purchase 2 2026 Ford F-550 4x4s Horton model number 623 ambulances through the Houston Galveston Area Council Cooperative Purchasing Program from FESCO Emergency Sales in the total amount of $776,900.
second.
Got a motion, a second. Discussion?
Yeah, real quick, Scott. So this is extremely low for 2,
Yeah.
based on past expenditures. These aren't fitted out all the way, right? There's still a
they're
lot
not.
still going to go into them.
We're basically just gonna offload current units that we have and outfit them with the current units, so we're not building a unit from scratch.
Because I remember the 18 ones we were getting were like $465 a piece when we were
And that
doing it back then.
included all the supplies and materials inside
Okay,
of
so
it,
that was fitted out at 460.
Yes.
So they really haven't gone up that bad. It's just delivery on them really.
Delivery
horrible.
is terrible, and we've already been told, so the way we've been programming our units is trying to catch up is one year to the next. So this is the year that we're supposed to get 1 transport unit. Next year is when we're supposed to get 2. We've been told if we wait till next year to order the 2, it's a 3-year turnaround instead of a 24-month turnaround. So it's just getting worse.
So after these 2, we'll have 5 in the hopper, basically.
Yes.
That's almost our entire fleet.
Yeah.
Right? We only got 6 on the
Our
road.
entire first run fleet, yes.
Yeah, I was going to say, 6 on the road.
So we're expecting delivery within the next 30 to 60 days on 2 of them. Because if you remember from last year, we were able to order 2 because there was a county that backed out of their order. So we got moved up into the position they were, and we bought the units that they were purchasing. So those should be delivered within the next 30 to 60 days, and Todd just approved us to go out and actually view the units in Ohio where they're being manufactured before they're shipped to us.
So we have to go to Ohio and pick them up?
No, they'll deliver it to us, but we have to go out to the factory to inspect it to make sure it's built the way we specified it.
Oh, okay, to specs, okay.
And if there's any changes, they do it right at the factory, and then the factory moves it to FESCO, which is where we actually.
Of course, we're gonna outfit some of the equipment from existing ambulances into these new ones. So you wanna make sure that these new ones are able to fit that stuff in them.
Oh, they'll definitely fit, they're built to our specification, but this is just a final check before it leaves the factory, just to make sure everything is built to our specification.
For the punch list, because if something is wrong, by the time we bring it here, shipping it back and forth, it gets expensive.
It'd probably be easier when you start buying that fire apparatus. You don't have to worry about this.
He
I
said he's putting
appreciate
in the
that.
budget. He said he's putting that in the budget.
That's
for
a
next
really
year.
inside joke.
That is a really good side joke.
We got a
But
motion.
if you look at fire apparatus, the turnaround time on fire apparatus is about 5 years right now.
Okay, you're used to it, so you'll meld right into that.
Always right with his retirement, it seems like.
Scott, I'd have never done that to you.
I realize that.
All right, we got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. You got it.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much, Commissioners. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Scott.
Later.
All right, moving right along. Item 3 on pages 8 through 11, we have an amendment to the broadband difficult-to-serve properties. This is an amendment to the home stretch difficult-to-serve properties grant. The state has made funds available to the county to work with the internet service providers to get broadbands to homes in the county that have long driveways and inaccessible or difficultly accessible areas. The state accelerated the grant with the requirement to have a list of addresses to be served by the grant provided to them. We've done that, and now they have worked with the internet service providers to approve those addresses, and we've identified 130 addresses for this grant, and they're going to also ask the ISPs to assist with the payment for those costs. 60% of the cost will be paid by the ISPs, and the remaining 40% by the grant. So we will be providing administrative support as before and act as a conduit for getting this all accomplished. So the state grants now provided will be $793,124 and a maximum value for each connection at $8,000 per eligible unserved location.
How many properties?
130.
I move to execute the amendment to the broadband difficult-to-serve properties grant.
Second. Motion second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, thank you, Commissioners. And item 4 is a contract for a fiber optic network connection across the Bay Bridge. Our county IT department is requesting approval to execute a contract with the State Department of Information Technology for a redundant fiber optic connection over the Bay Bridge. And this will provide an extra layer of resiliency by completing a fiber ring that will allow continued network operation if there is any kind of failure or cut to the current fiber main in the northern part of Queen Anne's County, or other failures or cuts to the backbone that link everything together. So the service contract is an annual contract, $63,800 for the balance of this fiscal year, which is in our in the operating budget for information technology, and then $75,960 per year going forward.
Motion.
I move to authorize Director of Information and Communication Technologies to execute the agreement for a fiber optic network connection over the bridge.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
All right, thank you, Commissioners. And as we all know, without computers, not much happens these days. Yep. All right, item 5 is the Catalyst Q, for Minority Business Excellence in Queen Anne's County. This is a vendor recommendation from our Economic and Tourism and Development Department, whom solicited proposals from qualified consulting firms to deliver innovative and impactful services for the continuation and expansion of minority businesses and training accelerator programs. The project is being fully funded by the Community Reinvestment and Repair Fund. 23 completed proposals were received. A review team reviewed them, interviewed 3 firms, met with those 3 firms, narrowed it down, and after a thorough review, is recommending Bay Crossing Consulting based on their approach, experience, and background in minority entrepreneur training. And they're within budget, of course. They knew.
And local business.
I believe so.
They are?
Yes, they are. Cost is $100,000
And that is paid with a grant, right?
with the cannabis sales tax fund. Yes.
All right, can I get a motion?
Move to award the bid for Catalyst for Minority Business Excellence in Queen Anne's County to Bay Crossing Consulting in the amount of $100,000.
Second.
A motion, a second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
All right, thank you, Commissioners. And our last item this evening is item number 6 on pages 18 through 32. And this is a revision to our investment of public funds policy. And our Department of Budget and Finance is submitting for your consideration the revised policy 400-003, investment of public funds, which was originally adopted back in 1994. This is a comprehensive update ensuring continued compliance with both Maryland state law and the evolving national best practices, as well as to minimize internal risk and mitigation protocols. Policy has been reviewed by our Spending Affordability Committee, Department Directors, Office of Budget and Finance, obviously, in coordination with the State Treasurer's Office.
I make a motion to approve the proposed updates to the investment of public funds policy, policy number 400-003, effective August 26, 2025.
Second.
Got a motion, a second. Any discussion on this one? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank
Thank you,
you.
Commissioners. That's just in time for our meeting with the rating agencies next month, so that'll be great. So thank you very much for that. And I think that is all of our action items tonight.
I have a question, Todd, maybe you can answer it. This just information item about Hinckley Yachts and the boat storage building that they're constructing, is that where the boat marina yard is already now? And there's already a maintenance building there already. Are they just enlarging it?
Yes.
Yes, that's correct, yes.
So they need a little height requirement,
Yeah.
a portion of it, yeah.
Yeah, we're an adjacent property owner, so we are notified anytime they do those kinds of projects as an adjacent land.
Okay.
Airport, we're right next to the airport, yeah.
Right.
And the airport has to sign off on it as well, or?
We're at the airport.
Well,
Yes.
okay,
There's
FAA.
FAA. They have got FAA approval as well.
Okay.
yeah. Yep.
All right, cool.
It's actually going to be, because there won't be sailboats out there in the yard, the height will actually be lower than what the masts are now. All right. Anybody here for press and public comment?
Press and public comment? Just one, all right.
Wish I did. Anyway, thank you for the opportunity to speak. I just wanted to add support for Ordinance 2510. And just a couple of comments on the matter. I know that Senate Bill 931 has put every county in Maryland in a difficult position. I know that this bill is necessary, and I know every county in Maryland is probably holding their nose while they try and introduce this legislation. I realize that you don't have a choice. But I do want to commend the commissioners in adding the protection about Class 1 soils. That is a great step in the right direction. It's not quite enough, in my view, given that Queen Anne's County is the largest grain-producing county in the state. And you'd like to think that the state would give us a little bit of added benefit because of that. But it's definitely a step, and I wanted to applaud Jack and also the planning department for running that through. So thank you for that. Commissioners, lastly, I just want to, still on the solar subject, but something that I want you all to think about, and I hope our planning department will also think about. Just this last week, the Trump administration announced a repeal on subsidies that are USDA-approved projects relating to solar. All of those subsidies are now repealed on those very limited projects. The reason that I bring this up is because this whole issue is still very fluid. And so you've got companies out there actively encouraging people to sign contracts. And if they sign those contracts, and if, for example, a repeal comes into play, a lot of these farms could be on the hook and holding something on their property like a large solar project that they now cannot maintain. Some of these solar companies could go out of business, and the county is going to be left holding the bag in some of these circumstances. It seems to me that any solar project that comes forward, we as a county, both at the planning department and also at the commissioner level, should be asking any potential applicant whether or not they have retained an attorney and whether or not the attorney has carefully reviewed these contracts. These contracts are very, very complex. I've read through a few of them myself, and any potential landowner could be held holding a giant bag of mess if it's not properly executed. The National Ag Law Center recommends that any farmer that's considering these to carefully have an attorney review them. So with that, thank you, appreciate the time.
And the solar company has to have a bond.
I'm sorry?
And the solar company has to have a bond.
Commissioner, that is true, except the way that these contracts are written, they confuse a potential landowner by first getting them to sign an option agreement that can convert into a full-blown contract. They're very confusing. On the option part, the bonding requirement may not be necessary in that first part. And that's why I'm saying we could be left with a blight circumstance in the county if any one of these companies were to go out of business. It's a pretty serious issue. Anyway, thank you.
Yep, thank you, Jay. Anybody else? We'll close press and public. No one online, right? Round table.
Yes, so to follow up on one thing Jay said that's incorrect, the bond is held by the PSC under the new law. The county originally required the bond, but now it's held at the state level via the PSC. So you said that it's in the contract with the farmer, and the county our original ordinance had the county requiring the bond with a 2.5% escalator. Now the state has taken that in the law. They're actually requiring a bond, and it's held at the PSC level, not the county level, is my understanding, the way that's going to work. So anyway, there will be a bond, but the question becomes, and talking to Jim, who's in the concrete business, and I've seen this aggregate they're using to put these solar, and I talked to Jim, and he pretty much just assures me that in 25 years, you're not going to pull that stuff off and be able to grow crops there anytime soon, even putting topsoil back down, right? Isn't that a fair statement? With the leaching?
You got to remove all that.
Right, right. And over 25 years, I mean, how far is it going to sink in and everything else?
How many acres?
And, yeah, but anyway,
Commissioner,
also,
for the public, sticking with the bond for a second.
yes.
The bond, if you could explain it, that is in case the solar company goes bankrupt, or there's a major fire, the battery system melts down.
No, the bond.
To clean it up if.
No, the bond is strictly for mitigation at the end of the time that the solar burns out. It's strictly to move it out, put the topsoil back on, that's it. It doesn't, the other stuff's got to be insured. That's all through insurance, but the bond is strictly for mitigation to back to whatever the soil was there when they put it down.
And based on assumptions as to what the cost is going to be.
Correct.
And it could be
Correct.
really wrong. And the bond.
And I think we all agree it's going to be really wrong.
Yeah, the bond
So-
will be for a set amount, not whatever
Right.
the cost
Well,
is.
it's got an escalator, but I don't know that 2.5% is going to be enough over 25 years per year. But also to that end I'm not done with putting stuff in to try and curb this. The next thing I'm going to be working on with Amy, based on the Arizona bill, is that fire suppression side, getting money for equipment, training, and everything as part of the developer's responsibilities to the county, because where these are going, they're going to be in close proximity to residential, regardless of how we look at it. There's going to be residents nearby, and if these are toxic when they burn, we don't have any BESS systems, which is your battery energy storage systems, yet proposed in Queen Anne's, but they're coming because otherwise solar, as it stands by itself, is 25% efficient without batteries. And anybody wants to argue that fact with me, we can go around and around all day long on it, but that's the reality of what it is. They're horrible. They take up a lot of land and give you basically nothing in return. So when those battery systems come in, because now under the new law we cannot stop them, we need to make sure that Queen Anne's County can, A, protect our citizens from one of these things catching on fire, which, you know, again, untested, 100-degree heat. These systems are going to get taxed. We just went through recently, within the last 3 weeks, we went through a rolling blackout through Anne Arundel County because they shut down one plant for 8 hours. And, you know, that's going to keep coming because we don't produce enough here. But anyway, I'm going to come up with something based on what I've seen and try to make sure that, you know, we're not going to have to pay for the danger that may be brought in by putting these systems in. That the developers have to pay for it, train us, give us the equipment, and we have it on staff. Our firefighters are up to date on it, and that way we can protect people where these are going to go. So, And I wasn't even gonna talk about solar. Solar's like my Jim's bridge. It's just
That's
like,
right.
you
got the
get me
bridge, you
on
got
solar, I'm done. Yeah, might as well. Yeah, so.
So I would like to make a motion that the commissioners consider sending a letter to the Queen Anne's County Board of Education regarding a request for a charter school here in Queen Anne's County. So it would just basically be a letter of support to the Board of Ed for this charter school.
For the process to move forward.
For the process to move forward.
We have a second?
Yeah.
All right, got a motion second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? That motion carries. Please send a letter of support.
Do the one for the Queen Anne's target team, or what? Do you want to do that or not?
Why don't we have them come in and then it's just easier?
That's fine, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, we'll get them on the schedule. It's easier that way.
Sounds good idea.
Yep.
Anything else?
That
That's
vote
it.
is on the 3rd, right?
What's that?
The vote is on Wednesday, next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Patrick?
Commissioner, I just happened to Google solar fires, and just in the last week, there's like 10 of them. That's it. That's all I got.
That's all you got?
Okay.
All right, Jim?
I'm gonna be short and sweet. I got an email from a friend of mine who's a constituent, and I just want to read it. It's some kudos to our emergency services and our sheriff's office. It says, on behalf of the Blindberger and Carmody families, I want to pass on our sincere appreciation and gratitude for your excellent EMS and Queen Anne's County Sheriff's response to our mother-in-law's recent medical emergency. While at Rolf's Wharf, Saturday, August 16th, a low blood sugar event that cascaded into a serious seizure required quick and professional care. I am relieved to report the patient is making a full recovery, no doubt in part to your speedy and effective care. I would be remiss not to mention the support from the innocent bystanders who just happened to be nearby that had medical and public safety experience, jumping in and helping until EMS could arrive. It truly was a team effort. I just wanted to pass on our sincere appreciation and gratitude. Sincerely, Hans and Andrea Blindberger. So apparently one of our ambulances is going back to that house when the call came in, and they were nearby and they shot in. So, you know, well, kudos to all those that were part of that. So
Excellent.
yeah. And then I guess we have one more meeting before we take our trip. Yes, we have one more meeting before we take our trip, so I guess we'll talk about the bond.
Bond rating then?
Yeah, next time, or if you want to have at it.
No, we'll talk about it next time. Hopefully
Okay.
we'll have some good results for the bond rating. School's back in session, so everybody, reminder, please don't zip past buses or you'll get a nice ticket in the mail. The kids should get to school safely and back home safely. To all the kids, good luck to you, and all the teachers, thank you for all that you do for the kids. Study hard. That's all I got.
Make a motion to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.